Next item.
Item 5 on the other paper, motion seeking leave of Parliament to introduce a private member's bill entitled Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, the private member's bill, you as a private member, you have the right to present a bill, a private member's bill, as clearly enshrined under Rule 127, Rule 128, and Article 79, Article 94 of the Constitution. Now, when a bill, a private member's bill comes, or a member comes for a motion seeking leave, as presiding officers, what do we look at? Number one, we look through your draft and we ask ourselves, does this offend Article 93 of the Constitution, which is limitation on matters of finances, that is having a charge on the consolidated fund? Number two, does it affect non-derogable rights? Are you trying to suppress non-derogable rights? Number three, Article Rule 123, is it establishing a one-party rule? You know, these are the things we look at. And the moment we find that you conform to that, you don't offend those provisions, as presiding officers, our hands are tied. Now the next phase will be for the House to decide whether a member proceeds with the private member's bill or not. Okay? So, Honorable Namara, clarification, Honorable Nsamba, then Honorable Kakoza.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, in the 11th Parliament, there is a member that came before us here with a similar desire to amend the Administrative Parliamentary Act. And that time, the member was from our side, from opposition, and we thought he was rightly placed. And political parties from this side, Right Honourable, they were invited here. They all rejected. Now, the clarification I want to hear from you, Right Honourable Speaker, whether this Parliament will proceed properly on a matter of political parties where they made their statements, and whether Ugandans will take us serious anyway, where political parties put their issues clearly, their positions clearly known, and this house, it is on record of this House. When we keep pushing for the same, Mr. Speaker, you can guide us whether the other Parliament, having dealt with the same issue, and the issue, the political parties were heard, they gave their opinions, whether it is right also to continue with the same, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Sewungu on the same.
Mr. Speaker, Sai was also in this House, the 11th Parliament. And in Australia, there's a type of hunting done by those people in Australia by use of what they call a boomerang. And when you are using a boomerang, you throw a stick to kill a bird in the air. But at the end of the day, if you don't catch that bird, the boomerang comes on you. The honourable member from Biyaga County, it is very imperative to know whether this is the first assignment he has from his constituent to come and bring an amendment. I've been reading this Twitter page of his.
Hon-
Everything here is a boomerang on him.
Honorable Seung,
And
just let me ask you. Now, a private member has a right to move a bill here. And I don't think any member has a right to be told how his constituency will react or not, because he knows the constituency he represents. And the issues we are talking about, we are bordering on arguing on a motion which is not yet presented. So don't you think it would be prudent for us to proceed with the motion and then we debate and you decide? Because in relation to what Honorable Nsamba has raised, one, here we don't have bills which are a preserve of which side presents them, apart from bills that do have a charge on the consolidated fund, which are clearly prescribed under Article 93 of the Constitution. Okay? So any member can move any bill apart from those which are preserved for government. And those are clearly provided for by Article 93 of the Constitution. Number two, Honorable Namara was not here when whatever happened. He doesn't know why the member withdrew or the arguments which were provided. And the same political parties are here. They can make those arguments and you convince members. It's not for me to decide. It's you, honorable colleagues. Okay? So with that, I'm going to allow Honorable Namara to present his motion. No, let Honorable Namara Dennis present his motion. And because Honorable Seungu, I will not allow you to continue intimidating a member, saying in your constituency you're facing problems. So kindly take your seat. Let Honorable Namara do his work of representing his people.
Thank you so much.
Then after, we are going to debate. I'm going to open up with debate. Okay? Yes, Honorable Namara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise under Article 79, 1995 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, as well as Article 94 of the Constitution and Rules 58, 127 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, to move a motion seeking leave of Parliament to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill. Whereas Article 79 of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda vests onto Parliament the power to make laws on any matter for the peace, order, development, and good governance of Uganda, and whereas Article 94, Clause 4B of the Constitution and Rule 127 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament grants a member of Parliament the right to move a private member's bill.
Honorable Namara, procedure.
Right Honorable Speaker, in your communication about this motion, you indicated that the member informed you about that his bill does not affect Article 93 of the Constitution. I expected Honorable Namara to lay on the table a certificate of financial implications before he runs around with his unwanted motion. Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, Rule 128 of our Rules of Procedure, he has moved under Rule 127, but now Rule 128 of our Rules of Procedure is very clear. The private member will table a motion, and once that motion, he must attach a draft bill. Now, that's a draft bill which me as a presiding officer, I have to assess and see whether it does not negatively impact on the provisions I cited earlier on, especially Article 93 of the Constitution, and ensuring the bill doesn't go against non-derogable rights, doesn't establish a one-party state. Now, Listen to me properly. See, I'm the custodian of the rules. Please listen to me. Okay? Okay? Please, please, please. Then once the motion is carried, once we give a member the leave, now the member is going to go to the Attorney General, First Parliamentary Council, go to the clerk. They help him polish up the bill very well. Okay? Aligning it with the object and principles. Once that's done, he will take it to the Minister of Finance to seek a certificate of financial implication. Once it is cleared, then he will bring it back to Parliament and it will be gazetted and tabled for first reading. So certificate of financial implication is a requirement on first reading, not on leave. Now, if you mistake it with a government bill, because the government bill for it right away, okay, it comes with a certificate. But here, he's asking for permission. He's saying, give me permission, I go and draft a bill. Okay? So, honorable colleagues, it's very, very clear. On first reading, he will require that. Thank you, Honorable Seungu. Hey, now, that doesn't give you away on the microphone. No. Honorable Seungu, no. Supporting me does not mean you go on the microphone. Kind of take your seat. No. Honorable Dennis, please continue.
Honorable Speaker, we pardon the members for their sheer ignorance of the law.
Honorable Namara, that's not a language.
I withdraw. I withdraw.
Thank you.
I withdraw.
Yeah, thank you.
Aware that the embracement of political pluralism in 2005 and the subsequent amendment of the Constitution in 2006 led to the establishment of the office of the Leader of the Opposition in Parliament under Article 82A of the 1995 Constitution. Further aware that in 2006, the Administration of Parliament Act was amended to provide for the election of the Leader of Opposition and the grounds for vacation of the office of the Leader of the Opposition in Parliament. Acknowledging that the election of the Leader of the Opposition in Parliament under Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act is restricted to the most numerically dominant opposition party in Parliament, who may consult members of other opposition political parties in Parliament and independent members of Parliament. Further acknowledging that the prevailing grounds for removal of the Leader of Opposition from office are inadequate and requires expansion to include incompetence and misconduct as a safeguard for accountability, efficiency, and effectiveness. Noting that reforming the manner of election of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament may, by requiring the involvement of all opposition political parties in Parliament, will bolster inter-party cooperation and dialogue, national cohesion, and the growth of political pluralism in fulfillment of the democratic principles enshrined in the national objectives and directive principles of state policy as detailed in the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. Further noting that expanding the grounds of vacation of office of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament to include incompetence and misconduct will hedge the performance and behavior of the duty bearer against abuse, appreciating that the proposed amendments to the Administration of Parliament Act will necessitate a corresponding amendment to the rules of procedure with regard to the procedure for election of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament and vacation of office of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Parliament grants me leave to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill. Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to move.
Thank you. Is the motion seconded? Honourable Okwalinga, Honourable Ngopek, Honourable Linda Auma, Honourable Ngopek. So, Honourable Namara, would you want to justify your motion?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members. First of all, we must acknowledge that this is a new parliament. This is a new parliament, and every new parliament is supposed to make laws and rules for the better functioning of that parliament. This is not the 11th parliament, it is the 12th parliament. And the Administration of Parliament Act talks about how Parliament functions. It is the internal nuts and bolts of how the internal technicalities and operations of parliament are executed. Therefore, that's why we say at the inception of this parliament, we should come up with the laws and rules for the better functioning of this parliament. All said and done, Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, we are talking about anchoring democracy. Democracy cannot only be on the side of the national resistance movement. Democracy should be on two sides. If you are seeking, those people, the maxim of equity says those who seek equity must come with clean hands. So when you come and say government should be accountable, even on your side, you should be accountable. Right Honorable Speaker, the bill is to amend the Administration of Parliament Act to provide for the election of the leader of opposition by members of the opposition in Parliament from amongst themselves. That's one. Number two, to provide additional grounds upon which the leader of the opposition may cease to hold office for purposes of accountability. If every person, every minister of the government of Uganda can be censured because they draw money from the consolidated fund, how come there are no checks and balances on the side of the leader of opposition who draws money from the consolidated fund? Number three, to require the shadow cabinet to be approved by all members of the opposition, not only one political party. Number three, Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to be protected by some...
Honorable, they are not on record.
Oh,
Continue.
thank you very much. Number four, also, Right Honorable Speaker, as you can see, from the appointment of the committees of parliament and international bodies, only one political party out of 17 positions has taken 16. The other political parties, we don't talk about the position of one political party. We talk about opposition parties in parliament. Which type of equity do you talk about when 17 positions are taken by one political party, and yet we have more than 5 political parties in parliament? What are the defects in the existing legislation? When you look at the cabinet, Right Honorable Speaker and members, out of 30 ministers, 20 of them are from one political party. The rest share only 10. We are saying you want to entrench democracy. What you preach to us is what you must practice. What are the defects in the existing law? In July 2005, Uganda transitioned from the movement political system to a multi-party political system through a national referendum. The adoption of the multi-party system of governance saw the amendment of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda to create the office of the leader of opposition in Parliament. And subsequently in 2006, the Administration of Parliament Act was amended to provide for the office of the leader of opposition. Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act provides for the election of the leader of opposition in Parliament to the government, having the greatest numerical strength in Parliament. Whereas Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act requires the leader of opposition in Parliament to be determined through consultation with other political parties in opposition and independent members of Parliament. It has been a norm that the choosing of the leader of opposition is not done in Parliament. And yet the law is about the Administration of Parliament Act. But the choosing of the leader of opposition is handled from outside Parliament. We want the members of the opposition, together with the independent members of opposition who are here, as the law provides, to be consulted on that matter. Right Honorable Speaker, what are the remedies we are looking at? One, the leader of opposition to be elected by all the members of the opposition political parties. Number two, additional grounds upon which the leader of the opposition may cease to hold office, because you need to be accountable. If people cannot elect you, then you cannot be accountable. You are accountable to the people who elected you. The president of Uganda by law can be censured by this parliament. The prime minister by law can be censured by this parliament. All the ministers here can be censured by this parliament. Who are you that the leader of opposition cannot be checked by this parliament? We therefore put that ground. The leader of opposition is to consult other political parties represented in parliament when appointing persons and deputy chairpersons of standing committees. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to submit.
Thank you. Seconders, Honorable Linus Ngopek, 3 minutes, and then after Honorable Kwaringa.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, I rise to support the bill to amend the Administration of Parliament Act, CAP 272, for the following reasons. Honorable Members, whereas Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act requires the leader of opposition in Parliament to be determined through an elective process, A, the Act and the rules do not prescribe how the election to determine the LOP are conducted. Over the years, practice has developed where the LOP is merely designated by the party with the highest numerical strength among opposition parties in Parliament. This simply means imposition of someone to the rest of the opposition in Parliament, and yet democratic principles of governance dictate that there ought to be wider participation in the process to determine the leadership. B, even where political parties undertake internal processes to designate the LOP, those internal processes are not democratic and deny members of the opposition the right to offer their candidature to serve as LOP, since the LOP is merely imposed on the members without election. This not only infringes Section 8 of the Act, which requires elections to be conducted to determine the LOP, but also affronts Article 71 in bracket 1 in bracket C of the Constitution, which requires that the internal organization of political parties shall conform to the democratic principles enshrined in the Constitution. As a result, there is need to amend the Administration of Parliament Act, CAP 272, to A, allow for the participation of all members of the opposition in Parliament in the election of the leader of opposition in order to achieve effective representation. B, to reflect the role and status of the LOP in our democracy by ensuring that the LOP is the leader of the opposition, the leader of all members of the opposition parties in Parliament, and his or her election should reflect that status and role. I beg to submit. Right Honorable. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Honorable Kwaringa. Procedure, Honorable Masaba. Then Honorable Kwaringa.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. And I raise under procedure, Rule 2, on the interpretation of our rules of procedure. The definition of an independent member of Parliament means a member of Parliament elected to Parliament, independent of any political party or organization. Go ahead to the leader of the opposition means a member of Parliament who is the leader in Parliament of the party in opposition to the government and having the greatest numerical strength in Parliament. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm an independent member of Parliament and I'm serving my second term. I've never subscribed to any political party. I've never subscribed to any political party, and I've been able to win, and I've been re-elected as an independent member of Parliament. The previous two members have been referring to us, the independents, to be part or involved in the election of the leader of opposition. Yet, the leader of opposition is defined, and me as an independent, I do not subscribe to NRM, I do not subscribe to the opposition. So, Right Honorable Speaker, as an independent, I wouldn't want to be involved in any matter concerning the opposition or the NRM, unless I do have a memorandum of understanding as some of the independents who have the MOUs with the National Resistance Movement. So the procedural matter I'm raising are the two honorable members proceeding well to keep referring to us, the independents, me, an independent, as one who should be involved? Because, yes, they have, according to his justification and according to what he has stated, He's saying as the independent member of parliament, we need to take part in the election of the leader of opposition. So, Right Honourable Speaker, are we proceeding well? If, or by the honourable members referring to me, an independent, as one who needs to take part in the matters of the opposition. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, you see, the member is referring to the rules and the law. So he has committed no offense. But, honourable colleagues, you see, when you're going to debate this motion, okay, two major things. One, does it cure a lacuna in the law? Are you getting me? That's a question. Yeah, that's a question. And me, I will know that through your voting. Are you getting me? How you vote on the motion is how I will know. Because you have someone who says it does, you have another one who says it doesn't, so you need someone in between who will put you to a vote. That's number one. Number two, yes, listen. And you see, that's a problem of moving ahead. We are not discussing the bill. The member is saying, give me permission to go and prepare a bill. That's it. Okay? That's what he's saying. And I remember, honorable colleagues, there are bills which have come here and we fail them on second reading. If we don't find them, okay. So, but a member is saying, please, there is a case on, there is a prima facie case, there is a case on the surface that there is a gap in the law. So I want to go and cure this gap through the law. So it is you to decide whether to allow him or not. Very simple. So, and on the issue of independence, Honorable Masaba, okay, I would request you, one, if you feel uncomfortable, you exempt yourself from this debate. That's number one. Because number two, I have some independents who have already expressed interest in the matter, so you can't speak for all of them. Here, independents, you're independent of each other. You cannot have one which is binding the other. But those are details which would be in a bill which is not here. Yes. Huh? So, I was having Honorable Kwaringa.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to support the bill to amend the Administration of Parliament Act CAB 272 for the following. One of the democratic principles enshrined in the Constitution is non-discrimination and inclusivity as provided in Article 21 of the Constitution. And it requires that no person shall be discriminated on grounds prescribed in the Constitution, including political opinion. It is my belief that the proposal in the bill to have the law elected by all opposition political parties in Parliament will usher in an inclusive process that will be open to all members of the opposition parties, irrespective of their numerical strength in Parliament. 2, what will happen in a situation where two opposition parties get equal MPs elected in the House? Who will be now appointing the leader of opposition? The law is for the future. The law is for the future. The proposals in the bill give a voice to the smaller parties in the decision-making of Parliament. It should be noted that currently the party with the greatest numerical strength among opposition parties in Parliament makes all the decisions in Parliament relating to the opposition and has continuously ignored the voices and views of other opposition political parties and independent members in electing law. Whereas the opposition is a major office, whereas the leader of opposition is a major office
Order.
in parliamentary
Order,
system.
That's order, Honorable Sir.
Order. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Member is my good friend. And indeed, I was with him on censure of commissioners, together, throughout the whole system. But the rules are very clear of Parliament, that you refer to your notes, which not reading.
Which rule, Honorable?
That's the rule. The rule which is in these rules. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, is the Honorable Member in order to continue reading, whereas the rules don't allow us to read, but we refer to our notes, as I bring that your rule in the rules of procedure. My good friend. Mr. Speaker, Rule 9. Rule 9. So, the Honorable Member is in order to continue reading instead of referring to his notes.
Honorable colleague, please, Rule 9 refers to the sitting in the House. Rule 9 is about sitting arrangement in the House. So, Honorable Kwarenga, please continue.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Actually, it now reminds me on one of
now, don't be diverted also.
No.
I'm saving you, you're just here now.
Whereas the leader of the opposition is a major office in the Parliament, in the parliamentary system and in administration of Parliament. As it is now, it does not prescribe the procedures and grounds for it is what? Removal. There is therefore lack of grounds to secure the office of LOP, meaning that LOP can be removed anytime without even justification. That is why we want to come up with an amendment to protect the office of LOP democratically. Because right now, somebody can wake up somewhere in the headquarters of a certain party and remove you. For us, we want to secure your tenure democratically. Consequently, as a result, there is a need, therefore, to amend the Administration of Parliament Act to, among others, first, to empower members of Parliament to hold the law accountable by prescribing the procedures and grounds upon which a leader of opposition may cease to hold that office. To encourage opposition party cohesion, foster unity and trust among them by ensuring that, one, the law is elected through a democratic and a consultative process which will take into account the views and aspirations of all shades of opinion of opposition in the Parliament of Uganda. Further, to ensure that the shadow cabinet is appointed through a consultative democratic process, since the law, being the leader of opposition parties in the Parliament, may designate members of the opposition party to a committee of Parliament and to a shadow cabinet. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to submit in support of the proposed bill.
Yeah.
And motion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Honorable colleagues, it's just for record purposes, because I wanted us to make it very easy with my senior brother, Honorable Sewungu. So, Rule 78, okay? It limits us from reading, but it allows a member to consult notes. But then 78 too, it gives a speaker powers to allow a member to read in exceptional circumstances. So, Honorable Kwaringa was right. I've given him exceptional permission. But my brother, Honorable Masaba, because he raised the critical issue of independence and not being involved. But you see, Section 8(2) of the Administration of Parliament Act, in electing the leader of the opposition, the party to which he or she belongs may consult other political parties in opposition to government and independent members of Parliament. Okay? So we don't have independents who belong to opposition. Independents can swing anywhere. Yes, can go anywhere. So the word is independent. I want to go by what the law says. So independent, you know, and I think these are things maybe which in future we should look into, and we try to protect independence from, and to avoid lacuna. So, honorable colleagues, I'm going to allow debate, and the MPs. Okay. Then I'm just going to pick one. I pick two, Wakiso, and I pick. I pick Arenyo, 3. Then, and Cohen, 4.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I was persuaded by the Honourable Nsamba, who is actually drawing your attention.
Yes, I've given Honourable Alenyo on this. Okay, then I will not, Alenyo, I will leave him. I'll pick one. Okay, I have, I wanted, there is that gentleman. Yes. No, I want some new members. On honorable colleagues, I want Cyrus also. The one behind is also Cyrus?
No.
No, I will allow you, honorable.
Mohenda Ronald.
Yeah, Mohenda Ronald, sorry. Mohenda Ronald. Yes. So I have picked, I also want some new members. So Honorable Cohen, Honorable Teira, Honorable Narima, then Honorable Mohenda. Yeah.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I wanted to join you to set the record straight. The Honourable Nsamba, when he raised the matter of moving the bill from one parliament to another, Right Honourable Speaker, in this House we have the Honourable Anne Adeke. In the 11th Parliament, she moved the Sexual Offences Bill. But that bill had been moved in the 10th Parliament by the Honourable Amoding. So I wanted it to be clear on record that there is nothing that stops a bill from surfacing in this House, even if it was raised before. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Narima. What's that?
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, being my maiden time as the chair, allow me also to congratulate you upon that post. Right Honourable Speaker, but back on the matter that is on floor, allow me to draw this House to the framers of the Constitution at the time when the country is practicing multipartyism. And there was a provision for the leader of opposition. And what was the intent? You look at the fact that during our elections, we go through campaigns, and the first runner-up of the parties in this country can only be represented by the party in opposition with the highest numerical strength. So what did they have to think about that? That we should have who checks well government. You realize that today, for example, the composition of parliament, the number of independents, already many of us here, the independents have a memorandum of understanding with the ruling government. Now, how best will the number of independents contribute to matters of opposition, yet they're already with government as per their memoranda of understanding? I just pray at this moment, let's reconsider. If we are talking about inclusivity and equity, talk about the Prime Minister. Should this side also rethink and start moving a bill so that the Prime Minister is also chosen by the opposition? Shall we be fair when we start thinking along those lines? I just pray and request that to maintain harmony. If at all the leader of opposition, the main role is to check government, let's reconsider the way the leader of opposition is checked, and rather is chosen, and we maintain that further that thinking of the framers of the Constitution, that during multipartyism we shall have the leader of opposition, and whose duty will be mainly to keep the government in check, and that government cannot be checked by independents who already are numerical in strength and already have memoranda of understanding. I beg to move.
Thank you. Sometimes we tap into the wisdom of elders.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
and colleagues. Ufonopondo is my name. Opodel. Addressing on point of information, let me give point of clarification to Honorable Naruyima. Actually, the members of opposition do debate and vote for the confirmation of the Vice President on this floor and the Prime Minister. And through the Committee on Appointments, you actually appoint the ministers by participating in voting. Approve. Therefore, in principle, there is nothing wrong in members of the entire opposition. Indeed, there's nothing wrong if we will take the route that the ruling side does vote for the leader of opposition, because that's a principle. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I had allowed Honorable Ronald, then Honorable Cohen. Yes, Honorable, please.
Right Honorable Speaker, as an independent member of Parliament, I am thankful that we are also coming into the conversation, because we have honestly been out of it. It has been NRM opposition, NRM opposition. Now, because of our numerical strength, we are coming into the conversation, into the equation. Now that is the case, yesterday we saw what happened about the administration and leadership of the Parliament. I think we should not be looked at when it's convenient to be looked at. We are a very strong participant. We are, like you're saying, numerically strong today. It is my thinking that as we move forward, we should equally prepare ourselves for a situation we are in. It's a unique parliament. You have over 60-something independent member of parliament. What do you do with them? What conversations now do you have with them? So finally, I'm thinking that we can even think of ourselves as, if we are talking about leader of opposition, leader of an alternative voice. We are not opposition, but we have alternative voices. Thank you.
Honorable Cohen.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. There is, and my colleagues, the bill before this House seeks, the motion is seeking leave of Parliament. We shall have the time to discuss about this. The bill is about to arrive. And there are two ways. There comes a time when the government eats on children. But there is a time also when opposition eats on children. Its own children. Children. A child. Yes. You understand that. Now, when we are before this parliament, colleagues, let us not work in anticipation of what is going to happen. And I can guarantee you this bill will come to the parliamentary and legal affairs. You will find the legal mind there. We shall debate about it. There will be public participation on whether it fits the bill. It will be either defeated in the parliamentary and legal affairs or by this parliament. And we can guarantee we shall be there for you, for everyone. So long as the bill meets what we call the constitutional threshold, we shall be there. Don't worry, let the bill come and you'll find us in the wrong way. Thank you very much.
Honorable Deke, then Honorable Javira.
The government eats on children.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. It's very interesting that all the movers of this bill are members of the NRM, very concerned about the opposition. Right Honorable Speaker, I oppose the motion to grant the member leave to introduce a private member's bill, and that is based on the unconstitutionality of this bill. It totally negates the principle of multi-party politics. Because multi-party politics is about enabling an opposition to do what it can do without taking advantage of your numerical strength. What the mover of this bill seeks to do is to use the numerical strength in this House. Little wonder, actually, that all the movers are from the NRM. Right, Honorable Speaker, I just want to touch on that provision that you read in the Principal Act. That provision of Section 8 that you read. Pardon me, because the bill was attached to the motion. The language that is used in that section that you read is may. And what the mover is seeking to do is shall and forcefully conscript independent members to permanently be part of the opposition. And that is unconstitutional. If you read the provisions of Article 71(1)(f), no one is mandatorily forced to belong to a political party. So I oppose it on the grounds that it's unconstitutional and it is bad in the spirit.
What are you opposing?
I oppose the motion.
You oppose the motion?
Yes.
And when we are debating at a time of leave, you only focus on object and principles, okay? Okay? And then when the member goes back to the first parliamentary council, because now he's not yet given this advice. Maybe Attorney General can tell us. Because after this leave, the member will go to the Attorney General. Anything to do with unconstitutionality and all that, the Attorney General will guide. But now he's only saying, I have an interest of bringing a bill. Okay? Now the draft bill that he has, okay? Listen. The draft bill he has can go and be completely changed. Maybe Attorney General, you can guide on that. Because when we start talking of unconstitutionality, then we've gone into the bill. Attorney General, you can guide on that?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. My sister Adeke Ann, what we are doing now, we are discussing whether to grant leave or not. The motion was presenting what the mover considers to be the mischief, what he thinks we need to correct the anomalies he has found in dealing with the office of the leader of opposition. So he says, if you grant me leave, this is what I found to be wrong. While we have a leader of opposition, it is not inclusive of the rest of the opposition. It does not appear to be representative of the rest of the opposition. Plus, blah, blah, and the rest. Now the issue is, if we agree with that, we grant him leave. Then once the bill comes, we shall look at the contents of the bill. If they are contents that we believe are unconstitutional, we will deal with them accordingly. But for now,
I wanted mainly at your level. If you grant a member now, okay?
Yes.
Will he come to you to help polish
the procedure
anything unconstitutional? I want to understand. Yeah.
The procedure right now is that once he is granted leave, the law says he should be helped by the office of government, sorry, first parliamentary council in drafting, meaning that we will iron out all the basics and present a bill that is palatable for debate.
So, Honorable Deke, continue.
Of the bill. When you said and stated that there is no consultation done among opposition, did you talk to which the main opposition party? Thus, I am a whip of the FDC and I speak for the FDC, and that is our position. I saw some.
Thank you. Honorable Javira.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the little time I've been here, I've started to understand that presentation of bills and, of course, enactment of laws is a process, and it requires the valuable time of this August House. If this August House, and already the people who are concerned, whom our colleagues, the honorable movers, or the ones requesting for the leave, are fighting for, are already saying this bill, this motion is unnecessary because it will definitely get into an unnecessary bill that is going to be presented. So we are saying that our valuable time as this parliament cannot be wasted on a matter whose people it is supposed to fight for have found it irrelevant. Nobody is complaining. So for us, we think that these people who are seeking leave, these colleagues who are seeking leave, are not doing it in the spirit of helping us, the opposition, but they are probably having other selfish interests, which we are. Thank you.
Point of order.
Honorable Speaker, I'm called Wabusad Stephen, representing the people of Shigai constituency in Budua district. Honorable Speaker, the time we have spent here, you have given due guidance in as far as we should move on this bill is concerned. On this motion is concerned. You have guided that this motion is supposed to go through due process. It is not worth debating. It is not worth giving any further guidance as far as it is concerned. We are simply, is it in order, Mr. Speaker, to continue elaborating, talking about what you have already given us, what you have guided us? Do we continue in the same way when you have fully given the guidance? Is it a bill already that he has continued referring to the bill, to the bill, to the bill? Why, Mr. Speaker, is it in order that we continue, depending on the same thing that you have already given us, the guidance? Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Honorable colleague, it's in order. It's in order, because I haven't closed the debate. Motion?
Motion. Mr. Speaker, I beg that you put the question. Mr. Speaker, I beg that you put the question.
Honorable colleagues, honorable colleagues, I request you, that's not how you will be making me run the house here, okay?
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable, what you call a game, okay? Honorable, I now put the question. I now put the question that the motion seeking leave of the House to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill be approved. Those in favor say unto the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Namara, congratulations. Proceed. Seek the support of the Attorney General, of the clerk, consult, and do a bill that will address the concern that you managed to identify. Honorable colleagues, House is adjourned to tomorrow at 2 p.m.